What is up, and welcome back to another episode of So There's That. I am your hostess, doing the mostest, Kimanchi, and we are here with the Newsreader Season 2, Episode 3, titled, I Don't Have My Phone on Me Right Now. What is happening? Can I remember the name? It's called, I have no idea. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on to your love. I would have never remembered this. It's called Greed and Fear. Okay. Um, Listen, we're just gonna go off script, off book, no notes on this episode. And listen, it's that time of the month. And this episode had me tearing up in a couple of places. I just even talking about it got me tearing up right now. Like, oh my God, I hate it. So if I, shed a thug tear or two, um, is it the writing? Yes. But it's also hormonal and why? But what an episode. What an episode. So y'all already know like each season has 6 episodes. So we really gotta punch in on the drama, on the emotions, and like, why are we have I hate 2 episode premieres so much. You have a series that is 6 episodes. AMC, you have acquired these rights from ABC iView from over in Australia, and we're already halfway done. I don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't like feeling this way watching this episode. Yeah. Anyways, so like I said, we're going off book. There's going to be certain things that I just don't touch on, but you can absolutely touch on in the comments. But there's just other things that I want to focus on. And if you've been here for a minute, then you kind of already know, like, since my first podcast episode up until now, I kind of got rid of like the play-by-play, moment by moment, and just really wanted to talk about like some of the themes and just some of like the big chunks of stuff that's happening in episodes. So first and foremost, the blanket of this episode is the crash of the stock market, right? So that's like the theme news situation. But a subset of that is information about Helen's medical and psychiatric things since she was a teenager, her relationship with her parents and stuff is coming out. And there's this whole news publication, The Sun, that's trying to capitalize off this and print it out there. Obviously, Helen don't want that out here. Dale don't want it out. I love this episode, really just seeing Dale in protective mode, really seeing more of Lindsay in protective mode. I said this in season 1, like Lindsay is mean. He's just loud. He's just all those things. He loves and protects Helen down. Okay. But to see Dale in all of his awkwardness be by her side in such a way, and he has some missteps this episode, yes, but be by her side whenever she's running off, like he's right there. You really just get to see their relationship. Now, at one point, it's just really feeling like Helen, the way that she communicates with Charlie might be a problem. But in this episode, Charlie is losing his job. And Helen goes and she's like, listen, I know you're losing your job, but were you able to get my story pulled? And she's laying on the couch and she's tipsy or whatever. But they really just kind of like reach this equilibrium where they're just kind of conversing about certain things. But the way that the direction is going, you don't know if this is like a prelude to her catching feelings for him or if it's just two people in impossible situations who have a lot of power, who has a lot of expectations for themselves. And this was just like a moment that they were vibing in. It's just kind of really hard. And especially given when you look at it next to Jerry and Dale. So y'all already know, like, Jerry basically told Dale, like, listen, I'm attracted to you. And Dale kind of shut that down. But I love their friendship so much. I love that even though Dale shut it down and, you know, Jerry respected it, Dale realizes like he needs a friend. He needs somebody who at least identifies in a way that he does so that he can try to figure out like what is going on and what his feelings are. And for me, Jerry and Dale's friendship was the highlight of this episode. I loved how after Dale had like the most fucked up proposal ever, Helen was right to be like, are you proposing to me right now as a solution to fix this story? Like, the fuck? She absolutely had every right to do that. But when Dale was talking to Jerry, this is the part that made me, I'm not even gonna lie, I was crying. He says, um, I feel like the way I love doesn't fit in anywhere, but I know that like I love Helen. And even Jerry being like, listen, regardless of you having an attraction to men, and Dale even admitting like at one point there was this situation with him, Jerry can see that Dale loves Helen. So regardless of bisexuality, he knows like this guy is committed to just Helen, even though Jerry's telling Dale that him and his wife, Carol, have an understanding and that she's aware that he likes to have sexual trysts, and even, you know, emotional trysts with men outside or inside their marriage. Don't know if there's any validity of that because this is only coming from Jerry, but I like that while it's coming from Jerry, he's not pushing that on Dale. He's respecting that while Dale is also bisexual, they're just living like two completely different bisexual lives. And their friendship is just so important to me because I I want to be everybody. Anybody who makes Dale get the watery eyes and a pouty lip, I'm fighting you. And I don't care who you are. Helen, that includes you. I don't care. I'm tired of seeing Dale just like pouty in the face. Like, he's just so sweet. Like, that's my baby. Like, Dale, Dale is my baby. I want Dale in my bosom. Like, this is crazy. And even the people like on TikTok, as I talk about Sam Reid, as I talk about Dale, as I talk about Let's Die, like even people just recognizing like Sam's talent and just knowing that he was filming season 2 and season 3 during the time he's filming season 1 and season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. And it's just like, you cannot believe that one person is playing these two different people on like these extremes, and it just really highlights the talent of Sam. Even Jacob during Comic-Con. I really need to make a Comic-Con experience video. Y'all tell me if y'all want to know how my Comic-Con went. I don't know. I'm still like floating, but yeah, just let me know. But even Jacob during Comic-Con, you know, recognizing that Sam doesn't like to receive compliments, but telling him how he loves how passionate he is about acting, like about his job. And in Dale, like, there is no Sam. Like, he's completely erased. And there's this character who you saw was so awkward and so weird and just in his head all the time, blooms so much with Helen. But, you know, I have plants. Plants are in front of me right now. I love plants. I'm a plant mom. And you can get a plant and like a leaf is unfurling. Now, I'm not like a flower girl. There's only one time of the year that I will accept flowers. But other than that, I'm a foliage girl through and through. And you can get a plant, you got a leaf, and it's unfurling. And then like on that leaf stem is like this little elbow, and it's like, oh my God, there's another leaf underneath there. And so it's like, if you don't take care of that elbow that's coming through too, that can die and never unfurl, even though it's actively unfurling a leaf right now. And so with Dale, it's like you got the leaf unfurling with his relationship, and he's open and he's honest and he communicates with Helen. His face expresses so much. He apologizes when he needs to, and all those things. So like it's blooming. But then just understanding his attraction to men, it's like that little elbow on the side and on that leaf stem that's coming out. And so that's the piece that's not being taken care of, and whose growth may or may not be stunted if we don't address it. And that's why I love Jerry so much, because I feel like Jerry is like the fertilizer. Jerry is a fertilizer. I have all my plants in front of me, and there's like 4 of them with new leaves. It's like the perfect metaphor. But Jerry is like the fertilizer, right? He's a plant food to Dale, either, you know, nourishing and, you know, nursing and cultivating that part of him and really understanding its identity, or it's not the right type of fertilizer and nourishment that he needs, and it ends up dying, and then you know, cut it off. So that's just like kind of where we are with that. Now, also in this episode, I do love that what's that girl name? The MUA. I wrote her name down. Cheryl. As everything is like happening, Cheryl realizes like she might be the accidental leak, because of course Evelyn was pummeling her with liquor and just gossiping and stuff like that. And I mentioned that in the last episode, like she is leaking information, and she's like recognizing that maybe Evelyn is not her friend. Like at the end of the day, the Walters have it out for everybody at News at 6. And so I love that Cheryl came clean with Dale and came clean with Helen, to the point that Helen even apologized to Jean, because not a lot of people know that. And while Walter's their last name, while Geoff knows a little bit of Helen's backstory and just battle with depression and stuff like that, like 3 people know the ins and outs of her life, and one of them is Dale, one of them is Jean, and the others would be her own family, but she doesn't talk to them. But as an MUA, just, you know, people kind of consider certain people in industry like a non-factor, and so they'll talk about intimate details of their lives because they're not considering their MUA, their hairdresser, the costume person, as like a big deal in that way. And so of course that's how Cheryl was able to get any of this information and pass it on to Evelyn, and that's kind of like how all these things came out. But much like in season 1, karma is so swift with the Walters. It's crazy, because while y'all are out here basically launching a war with News at 6, your daughter is a heroin addict. Okay. Kay was found overdosed over heroin. And in this is one of those moments, one of those acting moments where facial expressions come into play. Cheryl was telling Helen and Dale like everything. She was like, I think like this was me. Now, mind you, yes, you should not say any of those things. But with everything that happened between Geoff, Evelyn, and Kay, I believe Kay is the one who leaked it, because Kay and Evelyn were the only 2 people in the room when Cheryl was sharing this information. Evelyn is evil. That's why I call her Evelyn. But I feel like Kay sold this information to get money to support her drug habit. I don't think that Evelyn nor Geoff had anything to do with the story leaking. And Helen definitely confronted Evelyn about it, but when everything came out, Kay overheard, and there was like this look on her face. So that's telling me, right? Somebody with two eyes, that Kay is the one who leaked this information. But going back to Charlie and everything like that, he's losing his job, and Lindsay's so excited. He even came up with a little song, little check, check, check. It's fuck this, fuck, something like that. And Dennis is a little scared because remember, Dennis was out here as the diary of Alicia Keys, but the opposite of I won't tell your secrets, he told them all. And so he's worried about some cuts right now, but Lindsay is just super excited to not have anybody like lording over him right now. And so he gets a little bit of a reprieve. He doesn't yet know nor suspect that Dennis was trying to sell him out and get him replaced. What that all will look like is strange to me because in the first two episodes, Charlie had so much power, and now all of a sudden, there's none. And so it's telling me the conversation between Dennis and the op. Did the op have somebody in his pocket that was more powerful than Charlie? And so while Charlie was playing chess, his op was playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, what was happening there? I I don't know. But something tells me like the Charlie Tate storyline of it all, at least for this season, is not over. But overall, with this episode, like I said, very emotional. The big thing that stood out to me is just from the opening of the episode, even until, Dale and Jerry having their like last conversation that you see on screen, and its relationship dynamics. It's really, understanding what that is. And I like that Dale even told Jerry, like, what we have is not Jerry. He told Helen when she finally came home, he's on the couch and he's apologizing to her about the proposal, but he's telling her, like, I love you. And like, what we have is not conventional. It doesn't look like anybody else's, but it's ours. Like, and that's what I want. And, Helen telling him, I love you too, and just laying on the couch and stuff with him. And so, I love that Dale just kind of like has this avenue to explore and really explain what he feels, even if it doesn't make any sense, because that's important to have somebody outside of your relationship to kind of like talk about those feelings with is important. Your friends are important. Like, get y'all some friends. Your friends are important. You need to treat your friends the way in which you want to cultivate a relationship with somebody who you have like a sexual attraction with should be very similar in the way that you cultivate a friendship with somebody who you have a strictly platonic relationship with, because your friends can help you in this manner. A lot of times you can't work through your thoughts with the person you're in a romantic relationship with when they are the subject of your thoughts and the subject of what you're working through. And so I'm just really excited to continue to see more of Jerry and more of Dale. Australians, if you listen to this, please don't spoil it for me, but I really hope that Dale and Jerry do not cross the line with one another. The way that Jerry is handling Dale and the way that he's opening up to him it's like Jerry went from you fine as shit, you're cute, you're adorable, I wanna fuck, to like, okay, let me help you through this because I'm the only person right now who you could talk about this with. So Jerry is kind of taking more of like a step back approach and really making this into a platonic situation. But I mean, he's the one who kind of initiated attraction in the first place. At this juncture, we don't know that Dale is attracted to him, but Dale continues to go to him in a friendly and friendship manner. And Jerry's not looking so far on some like sneaky link type shit. And so I just genuinely love that. Um, Dale is my baby. Like, I love, like, there's not a lot of characters that I love so much. Like, Jack on the Gilded Age, love, love down. Like, there's not a lot of characters that make me want to like protect them, like a mama bird, a mama bear, a mama lion. Like I just want to keep them alive. I don't want the world to harm them or make them see or feel anything differently. And Dale Jennings is definitely um one of those characters, but it's just beautiful to watch, you know? Um what else did I have in my notes before I get emotional? I get emotional. Um yeah. I just feel like this episode, like I said, it was just really about sexual identity and just kind of exploring through that. It was about um coming to terms with your mental health, accepting that you have mental health issues and not backing down to bullies in that nature. But a quick plug, I love Noelene's outfit in this episode. Everybody dresses in like white, tan, beige, gray, dark blue, black. Like, it is what it is. And she came out with a beautiful, like, peachy coral type of outfit. She got her heels on and she's like, I'm the fucking bad bitch producer here. And it is what it is. And I just feel like, as far as the story goes, this was physically, costume wise, for Noelene, also character wise for Noelene. She's getting ready to take a bigger step and a bigger role in what we see like amongst the team. Just her against everybody else and just standing out in this way. That's telling me, who's never seen the season, did not get the VPN or the bootleg for season 2. I honestly, okay, so I did get it for season 3, but I didn't watch it. Okay. Um, it's telling me that she's taking a larger role, not only in the workplace at News at 6, but just a character. And it's looking like she's gonna move up on the call sheet. And I enjoy that so much. And yeah, that's going to be, I think that's it for everything that I can think about, like off dome for the episode. So there's that. The Newsreader, season 2, episode 3, Greed and Fear on AMC Plus. Thoughts and predictions for episode 4. I think a better proposal is going to happen. I don't know if Helen is going to say yes. Just, I feel like Dale loves Helen a lot. I just don't know that the motivating factor behind asking her to marry him is something that he's worked out. And so I feel that Helen's going to pick up on that. And when he does propose, she's going to say no, because they just need to work that out. I don't think that Helen has truly accepted or nor reconciled that he is bisexual. And I just don't think that she believes that he won't be attracted to other men. Now, the me and the today of it all, like, if you had a relationship with somebody and these are the conversations and stuff that you're having, like, your relationship is yours. I was just talking to my wife about this earlier. Like, think about two people who like go to the gym, eat a certain way, or whatever. What is healthy for me is not healthy for you, and vice versa. And I like to apply the same logic to relationships. The health of my relationship and what makes it thrive is different than the health of your relationship and what makes it thrive. I don't need B12 or B6. You do. You don't need vitamin A, E, C, or D. I do. So as long as we are customizing our relationships to the health and the benefit of that relationship, then how it differs from somebody else's is a non-factor. And so I say, oh, let's say Helen and Dale really need to get to a point where they realize like this is not a traditional relationship. And even as a non-traditional relationship, it still doesn't look like Jerry's and his wife's. Like what works for them works for them. And ignoring the problem within Dale and Helen's relationship is actually going to curate a disease. It's not that Dale doesn't love Helen. We know that he loves Helen. But I feel like that when he's like, I only want you, I feel like he's saying this to appease her because he's trying to placate the part of her that's afraid that he will leave her for a man. And if they can both just open up their mental, emotional, and sexual apertures to the fact that he needs to explore this and she might want to explore this with him, we're going to be going down like a little bit of a shaky path. You can want to be monogamous with her and still have a conversation with what it looks like to explore your attraction to men. Like, I don't know. I feel like, I hope y'all know what I'm talking about. Full disclosure, I've had 2 martinis. 1.5? I don't know. 1.5. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of problems are going to arise because he's not had a healthy outlet to explore his attraction to men. I mean, when it all came out, there was a whole him being arrested, all type of other stuff. Then you had the Tim of it all and the way that he could just kind of admitted it to Helen. All this, like, there's not been a positive experience with his relationship to men. And until that happens, I just feel like in the back of Dale's mind, it's always going to be like a what if. And if they can't find a way to either part completely or figure out what that looks like in their own relationship, it's going to be the thing that blows everything up. Me personally, honestly, I root for like poly relationships. I just do. I just feel like a lot of people would benefit from poly relationships. Is it for me? No. Do I support it? Yes. Have I had conversations like this? Like, I'm not just saying this because of the show. I've had conversations about this in real life because I just feel that like intimacy, sexuality, all of those things is just important and it just doesn't exist in a vacuum. I think everybody is queer on some level and in some way, shape, or form. So I feel like everybody should be able to have the space and the room in a non-judgmental arena to explore what that looks like. And if you land on one thing or the other or multiple things, then at least you allowed yourself the opportunity to do so. And in this storyline, for me, I'm just like, I need Dale and Helen to give the relationship the opportunity to explore. Both of them. I think both of them can benefit from exploration in this point. Because Helen is so rigid. She's so rigid. And with everything that's going on with her, it's like, do you know yourself that much? You're so afraid of what this could be or that Dale would leave. But maybe if you put yourself in his shoes or put yourself in that space with him, you could find something out about yourself. Now, it could still land on, I'm not sharing you, and that's fine. But when I look at the relationship, it's really all about exploration, and they just need to give themselves the space and the grace to explore. And that's all I'm going to say about that. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave comments in the comments box below. If you got people that only want to listen, make sure you share the Spotify and the Apple Podcast link. You can find me on Instagram where I share film and TV news at So There's That Podcast. You can also find me on TikTok where I do short form reviews and content for things, film and TV that I do not cover on this show whatsoever, not on this podcast. Like, if you want to see something, find me on TikTok, okay? Put your suggestions in there. I have responded to at least 3 of them, okay? So I'm here. I respond to y'all. I try to be in the comments. Like, we're building a relationship, and I value relationships, even if we don't agree all the time. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, you'll also find me on Twitter at Kevonshi, and that's where I do the bulk of my shit talking. And honestly, just when I'm watching stuff that has nothing to do with reviews or podcasting or anything like that, I genuinely love film and TV. Currently, what I'm watching just for pleasure is The Legend of Vox Machina. Don't know why I haven't started it, but when I saw Critical Role at San Diego Comic-Con and them just talking about it and knowing that The Mighty Nine is getting ready to come out in November, I was like, okay, let me just catch up on The Legend of Vox Machina and like the world of Tal'Dorei. I was like, oh, yes. Nothing I'm going to do a TikTok about, nothing I'm going to do a podcast about. I just genuinely enjoy TV. And I just finished season 2 of My Happy Marriage and nothing was happy about it. Let me know what y'all think about it. But yeah, just I love it. I've been getting so many new subscribers. The martini's taking over. I've been getting so many new subscribers that I feel like I need to like reintroduce myself or like say what I'm about, whatever. But yeah, I love TV. I love film. I've loved it my whole life. Um, and I do this for free. I do this because I'm passionate about it. Nobody's paying me. Nobody's asking me. I do everything on my own. I joke a lot that I have like 7 people living inside me: agent, manager, publicist, marketer, CEO, what else? Social media manager. I manage like 5 social media accounts right now. Yeah, it's crazy, but I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way on top of the other career that I have. Um, yeah. Um, Stream the Newsreader, y'all. The Newsreader, season 1 and season 2 on MC Plus. The first 3 episodes are available of the Newsreader season 2, episode 1, 2, and 3. I have no idea where my brain was going with that. Like I said before, AMC, if you're watching, need you to acquire those rights and distribution for season 3 of the Newsreader, leading into the premiere of the Vampire Lestat. And while we're talking about the Vampire Lestat, can we please get the 11 o'clock cable release time? I may have AMC Plus, so I'm gonna be watching it like literally Saturday night, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time release. I don't care. But yeah, we need that 11 p.m. slot. Make it gayer, make it sluttier, make it druggier. We need the breasticles, we need the chesticles, and we need those butt cheeks. Okay? And with that, I am gonna wrap it up here. And I will catch y'all in the next episode.